Looking good. Go away. He's only just doing that, what? Right, we'll be starting soon, lads. DBR Hardcore's only just realised he's got internet connection, so he's only just realised I have internet problems. Might want to reset my internet. Hopefully we can have a full grid. How's everyone doing today? Right. All these people that are joining, go away. Here's the thumbnail up, by the way, lads. It's showing for me that it's up, so that is good news. It's good news. Well, could be better. You speak German, Jay, what's going on with his internet van? Jay, you able to tell me what's going on? Because I can't understand what's going on in the Discord, because as far as I'm aware, we should be having there's one more person that needs to join, but I don't know what he's on about. But hello, anyway. Hello, everyone. Second race of the weekend here at GTEL, second race of Season 2, the first race for the Division 2 lot. And everyone see, yeah, that's the Dutch flag. That looks to be like the Luxembourg flag. I didn't even know that was in the game. But we're just waiting on one more person, and then we will be good to go. Hopefully, we're aiming at our first ever 14-man grid. We've had it'll be the first full lobby. Who knows, though? You joined earlier? Nearly ready, guys, nearly ready. Let's get to track. Let's get some stuff sorted out. It's going to be an interesting one. I've also figured out how I can actually put on replays. Oh, if this man can join and get loaded in, we will be in for a treat. Where's Hayden? Hayden's not joining me. I got the tragic news early today that he will not be able to join me. He was meant to be doing Division 1, but he can't do either now. Which is sad, because I was quite looking forward to doing it with him. But if Hardcore gets kicked out now, we're going to have to start. Yeah, we're starting. Right. Let's see what DBR Hardcore says. Alright. Not quite. Not quite a full grid. But we are nearly ready. Let's just make sure everyone else is. Everyone seems to be ready, so let's get... So then, qualifying. It was a good race yesterday. Just finishing off my final bits of messaging before people murder me. Right, so hello. My name's Dylan. Welcome to round 1 of the GTEL Division 2 Championship live from Bathurst, New South Wales. The first night race for everyone here. There are some names. You're seeing this man here. It's now Ollie. It's Ollie in the car now, no longer his brother, BBR Huber. It's the same guy, but this one is the real BBR Huber from last season, not Ollie. Damn, 13 drivers, I know. It's going to be a good one, I think. This is Gossal in the pits. I think he's just chilling with some cars. That's an interesting car choice, but I think is that the Ferrari or is that the Corvette? I can't tell if I'm tripping or not. I do have the team sheet up though somewhere. So, what's he using? Noffelhonk. Noffelhonk is using the Ferrari. That's an interesting choice of car. So Noffelhonk, he's actually the first out as he comes through Forest Elbow, brushes the wall. We've got a nice little bit of a slipstream train here of Noffelhonk, Rolly and Maisto. Just to go through a rundown of who's in what team, just so you guys know. We have Phil, the File and Lego Kongan in the BRT. Lego Kongan actually able to join today. That's very good news. Casey almost had to step in as he's their team's reserve. In 2C3, also known as the junior team for New Double C, which is Hayden's team. You may be familiar with them. Most famously winning the Drivers' Championship last season with JM Devil. That consisted of Gossau and Paolo PM. Juice Realm and Knock and Bolts make up the famous Div 2 team of Can-Am Racing. They'll also be racing tomorrow in Division 1 as Noffelhonk into the pit straight away. So, what's he doing? He's on mediums. He's also got damage, so I think he may be doing some form of strategy. That's interesting. B&R, probably the most famous team, the most recognisable team in this league from last season. B&R. Brandon J and Rolly, they are the B&R team. Tri-Drive, they have 2 drivers this time, BBR Huber and Rocketman. And then the independents are Noffelhonk, Hardcore, who's sadly not with us today due to connection issues, Maisto, and... if it will let me show it, our Papa. Rolly, though, he's coming up Forest Elbow, he's coming up some traffic here of Brand J. As that's just following the driver's eye cam. He's very shaky up through the cutting. Up turn 3, up towards turn 5, then Branjay gets out of the way. It's quite nice just watching an onboard shot. Nice driver's eye cam here. I love watching driver's eye through Bathurst. Slight lift off. Maximising all of the track there, almost brushing the wall. Very shaky though, he's seemingly struggling for grip. If you can just hold on to it there, that's nice and under control as he now dips downhill. Further back, Maisto, his German comrade, he also got caught up with, who's that? I've already forgot. Branjay bows away quite nicely. I mean, Rolly and Branjay are teammates, so it's understandable. Down the hill, then down at Forest Oval. You need to maximise the best exit possible, and that was a brilliant line through there, I must say. Brilliant. I think he pretty much nailed that. That's one of the best lines you can actually get through there. Forest Elbow is really, it's vital we get an exit, because this is onto the longest straight. And even this turn here, the first part of the chase, this little kink here, the right hand of it, Maisto's coming up to now. That's flat, breaking around on 125 metre board. Branjay just getting a bit of a slipstream. I think Maisto will back off after this. Bit of dust being kicked up, but back at the front then, down through Murray's, the final turn, that beautiful BNR livery round, final turn then. Rolly across the line, the benchmark lap time. What's it going to be? The first person to set a lap time in Div 2 for Season 2. It's a 2:04. Maisto's into the pits though. Paolo PM, sorry. He's one of the favourites. He's seemingly quick in practice all weekend. Across the line comes, what's the time going to be? It's a 2:03. He goes fastest. BBR Huber then, Ollie. Round final turn for try drive. It's not going to be quicker, but whereabouts is going to be as they come over the little crest. This is going to be quiet, so it's going to put him dead last so far. Nuffle Honk. He's next across the line. He's actually on his out lap. Lego Kongan. Across the line comes in that McLaren. It's a very unconventional car, very weird one for the BRT. Across the line at 2:08. He goes fourth. It's a 2:11 for Knock and Bolts. He's had a mistake somewhere down the line. Juice Rome, the defending champion for Division 2. Didn't move up to Division 1 last season. A lot of people quite surprised. He's in the Nissan GTR. It's an interesting choice of car from what he had last season. He's into the pits. Our Papa. He goes 6th with a time of a 2:11. Paolo Piembo on provisional pole. A lot of people actually starting on mediums going into the pits early on, which isn't. It's not unconventional. It's not unconventional for him to do it. His Lego Kongan's got damage as he comes up through turn 4. Very shaky. He's just gonna have to hope that there's no traffic further about. Lock and Box, he's further back as well. DBR Hardcore, he's joined the room. If he actually is able to stay now, that will be gutting as he won't be able to race. 4 minutes left in this qualifying session. Some people haven't set a time yet. Who's actually... Nuffle Honk, he's had a massive tank slammer on GTR. Rocketman's going to be caught up through there. And Nuffle Honk with his big damage through the S's and down the hill. This is going to be a lap I would bail out for almost entirely for Nuffle Honk. And GTR Rocketman, that's an incredibly slow lap. But Nuffle Honk, he seemed to lose the rear end as he comes through the S's, and then Rocketman just caught up behind. Didn't have enough space as Rolly's into the pits. He's going to be taking some fresh rubber. Nuffle Honk's probably going to have to pit actually anyway. He'll be able to as he comes through the chase, making a move, and he's going to go very deep. Paolo PM, he improves his time. So 1:02. Branjay, he's in provisional thirds. He's coming across the line. Gossau, he goes 5th with a 2:07.7. Lego Kongan, can he improve with his damage that he picked up through that lap? Probably not because of that mistake he had early on. He doesn't actually go into... Oh, he does go into the pits. Very late. Rocketman, he goes 3rd with a 2:04. A name that we do need to be looking out for. Juice Rome, he's coming down for cutting. He's on his out lap, so he's still not got a lap in yet. He's going to have 1 lap to perfect it. Fill the file. He's coming up the top of the S's. He's going towards the S's and the Dipper. Nuffle, he goes 9th with a 2:09.9. A big variety of times being set by everyone right now. With Paolo PM being on top. Phil coming through the S's and the Dipper. Very shaky. Loses the rear a bit, but he's able to save it as he now comes towards Forest Elbow. Let's see if he can maximise. Oh, that's actually very good. He carries a lot of speed there. Almost brushed the wall, but was able to hold on to it. That's very good. Down in 11th. Maisto, he's not had the quickest laps. Maisto's also been someone who can challenge in practice. If he can get a clean lap, he's someone that can definitely do something as we ride on board with the driver's eyes. It comes through Solomon Park down towards McFinnigan Park. Let's see, does he slight lift off? There's Noffel Honk in the background. Hopefully Noffel Honk finds out. Now coming through Skyline. Commits with just the slightest lift off. That is beautiful. Now as it comes through the split time, doesn't show actually the gap, so that's interesting. Paolo PM, he's coming down first. He's got Brand J in his slipstream. Paolo PM will be able to go for one more lap as he comes through towards the chase. Phil DeFoul, he goes 6th with a 2 minute 7.7. He was in Div 1 last season, didn't score any points in with his teammates Lego Kongan, who's an 8th. They'll be brilliant if those guys can actually get their first points here. Paolo PM, very shaky out the chase, and I think he's actually going to bail and go one more lap. Brand Javo is currently going green across the line. He's going to improve. If so, where's it put him? It's a 2 minute 4. He goes into 3rd with a 2 minute 4.6. That's a good lap by the Brit. GTR Rocketman, he's next across the line. His lap last time was written off. Gossau, he goes 5th with a 2 minute 5.1. He improves. Bit shaky from the driver. That's a mouthful to say, but across the line to 3rd. That's a beautiful lap by Rocketman after his last lap was impeded by Noffel Honk's antics. Speaking of Noffel Honk, he goes 5th in that Ferrari. And Maisto 2nd. I said if he could get a clean lap in, he would improve, and he does in that Corvette. It's a 2 minute 3.3, but so far, Paolo PM, provisional pole, and this man yet to set the lap as he comes through the chase. He's gone purple by a second. He's still got a second to go as he comes through the right-hand kick in towards the chase now. Let's see. Juicrom, what time is it going to be for him? Beautiful through the chase, exits cleanly. There's someone kicking up all sorts of dust and smoke. Don't think Juicerom's really impacted by that through the final turn. Through Murray's as he runs down towards Hell Corner, but he's got the line to do first. What time is it going to be? Is it going to be pole for the Canadian? He goes provisional pole. It's a 2 minute 2.1. He still has time for another lap. Paolo PM knocked down in seconds. He's coming through the S's down towards Forest Elbow. He exits nicely. No hint of a shake, but all sorts of speed carrying through there. Rocketman, he comes through the same, but definitely not as clean as he clips to all, and that's damage onto his car. The checkered flag is out, and who's where on track? Juicerom, he's coming through Quarry Bend. Paolo PM, he's coming down the back straight. Let's see, we just missed out on the split time in Sector 3. Hitting the braking marks nicely as he comes through the chase. He's going to want to nail both apexes, and he does. What about the exit? That is clean. No hint of a shake. The power on beautifully, well controlled. Paolo PM, then his last lap, he's going to be his first check flag round the final turn, then across the line as he runs. Is it going to be pole? Is it going to be second? What's it going to be? I think he's missed out. He improves, but he's missed out on pole, so Juicerom holds on. Maisto's next though. He's got the slipstream of Noffel Honk to attend to. He ruined his lap the first time. Into the brakes, he pulls out just to get some more air onto that car for more downforce. Rolly, he goes 4th of a 2 minute 3.8. That's a beautiful lap by him. Gostow's also improved. Rocketman, he improves into 5th. Well, Maisto, I think, is he going to be the last person to challenge for pole round final turn? He's actually well out. His time's gone. So is it Juicerom on pole? Who's next to really improve? Phil, he's crossed the line. Lego Kongan, he's on an outlet. He's 2 seconds down, so I think he's not got a chance as he comes towards the chase. So, Knock and Bolts, he's on a lap as well. He's at 2 minute 9. We know Knock and Bolts can be quicker as he comes down through Forest Elbow. That's a bit shaky. He's got engine damage. He's the first person in his quali. He's got his hazards on. And that is pole for Juicerom. It's a familiar sight. Juicerom takes the first pole of season 2. And our Papa on his debut puts it on the second row of the grid. It's a German lockout on the second row then with Maisto and Rolly. Then an All-American row 3 with Rocketman and Gossau. Gossau in his familiar 6th position. Brand J and Noffel Honk down in 8th. They're going to be enjoying that. But which team, though, has done it the best? I would say that would be Gossau and Paolo PM of 2C3. But Can-Am Racing, Juicerom and Knock and Bolts. Knock and Bolts is well down the order. He's down in 12th. But it's pole for Juicerom at round 1. So for a rundown of the order 4V qualifying grid, here we are, and it's going to be a grid starts unconventional from where we had last season. Juiceron followed by Paolo PM on the first row, all German lockout of Maisto and Rolly on the second row, an all American lockout of Rocketman and Gossau on the third row of the grid. Here we are then. Lights on the right hand side of the screen. Juiceron on pole, it says Paolo, but he's got the inside line. Lights are on. And away they go then in round one of the GTEL season. UFE Mesto, he's had an absolute flying start as we run down towards turn one. Paolo PM has a bit of contact at the background. Mesto's been pushed off, but Juiceron's been swamped as he's going to lose the rear end a bit. And Paolo leads down towards turn two as a go. Juiceron second, Maisto third, Rocketman fourth, and Gossau fifth. They've both had a flying start. Roddy's into sixth, he's been knocked down. Phil DeFile down in eighth, so that's a brilliant start by him. He's gained lots of positions. But up at the front as I go down towards Croy, Juice looks for a move, but further back, Rocketman, he peaked at a move into Maisto as they all run up towards turn 3 and 4 out for cutting. Let's get a replay of the start. So watch Maisto on the right hand side of the screen. This is an absolute flying start. There's a jump start there by Brandon J, and I think that's one of the tri-drive cars. But look at Maisto, gets an absolute flying start. Rocketman as well, he follows through, and Juiceron just gets swamped on the inside. Round the outside, Rocketman, he also takes some Gossau. He almost has a move done on him there, and that was an absolute flying start. But back up at the front, Paolo PM, he leads Juiceron as they come down the hill. Rocketman, he's had a bit of a mistake and there's a bit of a gap. Maisto's got himself back up into fourth, and Roddy, he's falling down the grid. Phil DeFile down in eighth, he's looking for his first points of his GTL career. Didn't score any last time, but knock and bolt so far. It was a brilliant comeback drive. Already got himself into ninth. Down Conrod straight then. Paolo PM, he leads from Juiceron. Rocketman, who's nearly 2 seconds back, has got 1 second cushion to Maisto and Rolly further back. So the field's already splitting up, but what a battle this is going to be here at the front between Paolo and Juiceron. Juiceron's really not had a challenge, really not had a real threat challenge yet. But as he comes down towards Hell Corner, is he going to look for a move? I don't think he's close enough as he comes into it. No, but the end of the first lap then, round the final turn, Paolo PM, he leads. He's had his first lap of his GTEL career, followed by Juiceron, the defending champion. Rocketman, after a flying start, has got himself into third. Maisto's recovering back into fourth, followed by Rolly, and Gossau's back in sixth after his flying start. Novelhonk in seventh, and Phil DeFile in eighth. Brand J, he's down in ninth, and what has happened? There's a bit of sorries going on. Has knocked goal. Oh, Papa, he spins. It just about catches it. It's Lego Kongan. He squeezes Lego Kongan. Has Kongan got damage from that? Kongan did pick up some damage from that, I believe, and Knock and Bolts, he's down in 12th, so what's happened with him? Knock and Bolts has more engine damage, and he's on the first, he's missed the pit lane. So Knock and Bolts is, what happened with Knock and Bolts? Knock and Bolts is really stuck. What the fuck? Yeah, I understand, because our Papa, if you spin it like that, you need to be aware of your mirrors. That's going to be a warning for our Papa. He needs to be more careful with that. But up at the front, Juiceron's tucked right into the slipstream as we ride on board with him. Driver's eye view as they come down towards VS's. We'll follow with Juiceron as they go down. Purple sector for Juiceron, that's to be expected. Paolo PM, very shaky at the rear. And Juice seems to be a lot quicker through him, he just can't find his way through. Gives Paolo some space. He's going to want a good exit out of the Forest Elbow here. Dirty Air's not going to make it easy. Who gets the better exit? Seemed like Paolo had the better exit. Yeah, you can hear it on the power. Juice was very cautious on the power, and he's actually pulled away a bit of time, but now into the slipstream for long straight. Juiceron going to be able to gain down towards the chase. Let's find out. Tugged right into the slipstream. I don't think he's going to further back though. Rocketman, he's got some nice clean air between Maisto and Rolly. That's a great start from 5th to 3rd. He's going to be enjoying that, and now the field's really spreading out. Phil's got himself up into 8th as him and Brand J are going at it down towards the chase. Phil's going to have the inside line. Gossau might want to get himself involved in this as well. Brand J into the chase, going to have the inside line. Bit of wheels bumping, and Phil round the outside is going to go look for the move. It's going to be beautifully done by the Brit. Brand J is going to try and fight back around the outside, and now Gossau's going to try and get a move back in. He's going to have the slipstream with Brand J. Phil's going to try and squeeze him round the outside. Phil's got to try and get it done, but I think Gossau will have that move done, and Gossau next target for him will be Brand J. This is going to be a nice little battle for their final points of the season, but it's not over yet. It's Phil's tucked right into the slipstream as Gossau pulls out, looks for a move down on tail corner. Is he going to get it done? They touch wheel rims. There's a bit of contact at the rear as Phil just about catches the spin, but that's a brilliant move by the Brit as he gets it done, but down towards the chase. Oh, sorry, down towards Quarry. Will he have that move done? I think he will. Let's have a look at that. So Gossow gets him down the inside, but Phil, he gets a brilliant exit. He's on mediums as well. You need to keep in mind about which tyres because we're going to have to use 2 compounds. But Phil, brilliantly, he then pulls inside and just confident. He had a bit of oversteer on exit, but holds it quite nicely. As he will continue down in 8th as they go up the hill. Back up the front, Paolo, he's very shaky. His Juice is now going to try and get back at him. Juice goes purple again, down the hill they go. For the 3rd time this race, Juice, this is where Juice seems to be a lot quicker than Paolo, who just can't get a foot in. He's really close to the back now, he just can't find a move. There's no space, but he tries to get a better exit, and Paolo hits the wall there as they run down towards the chase. Juice is in a much better position than Paolo this time. Tucks right in, he's going to keep it down all the way until the braking zone of the chase. He now pulls out, he's going to want the inside line for the corner. That's brilliant. Paolo's going to hopefully leave him space, doesn't want to turn into him. And Juice just has the slingshot effect, and Paolo really can't fight it back. Inside line now, Juice Paolo though is going to have the inside line for the first part of the chase. Juice holds it round the outside. That's a brilliant move by the Canadian Don as Paolo though fights it back round the outside. Juice tucks right back into the slipstream again. He's not going to hold on. Juice is not giving up here. Doesn't look for the movement tomorrow. He's going to be patient. He's going to try and recreate what Phil did down at Hell Corner for the first time. Is he going to be close enough? Does he pull out for the move? No, he's just going to be patient. But the more these lot fight, Rocketman's now getting into the mix here as well. Back into the slipstream. Rocketman is in slipstream range. Juice, the gap's pulled out a bit more. So, they run up Mountain Straight, up towards Quarry. Battle for the lead then. 3 cars, Paolo, Juice and Rocketman. 2 making their debuts, 1 for the defending champion. Juice now has to follow him all the way up the hill. And look, driver's eye cam again by Juice. Thank you to his helmet manufacturer for putting this camera in there. Bit shaky into turn 3. Now up turn 4 and the run up to turn 5. Juice in this dirt, yeah, he seems to be struggling a fair bit up the hill. But Rocketman further back, he can see this battle further. He can see this battle ahead unfolding. Juice he gets right close to the bumper as Paolo made a mistake there. Juice there's no space for as he comes in towards Skyline. He's going to have to hope that he goes for makes a mistake, but down the inside he goes. Down at the dipper, Juice what are you doing there? That was a brilliant move. That caught me off guard. Well, Juice what a move down into the S's. Do we have a replay of that? Look as he comes up through here. He's tucked right into the back. Comes in through Skyline, through Skyline into the S's, and he's just got it done. Paolo makes a slight mistake, and that was brilliant by the Canadian. Back to the live bit though, tucked right into the slipstream is Rocketman. He's going to try and go for around the outside, now moves to the outside. He's not going to be close enough to move on Paolo PM. But the more these 3 fight, Maisto's also gaining in the background in 4th place, so we can have a nice old battle, not just for the lead, but for the podium positions themselves. The Tri-Dry driver in the Jaguar taking advantage of the 2 quicker drivers, slugging it out, and then Maisto as well. He might fancy himself getting into this. Further back, Phil's now pulled a bit of a gap to Gossow as he's flashing his lights all over the place. Don't know what's happened there. All these let's all look at the tyres drawn as well, but Paolo's tucked right into the slipstream. We'll hold on for a minute. Paolo tucked into the slipstream as we ride on board down towards Quarry Bend. He pulls out to the inside line. Who's going to get it done? Inside line for Paolo. Last of the late breaks. He's going to go around the outside. I'm going to try and fight it around the outside. Just can't get it done. It's a brilliant move to retake the position. Juicefo looking racy into turn 3 and 4. He's going to try and get back a move. I don't think he will. But now look, Juice Svel just about holds on, but let's watch this replay of the move down off the hill. Look, Paolo, he's tucked right into the slipstream. Driver's eye cam, he doesn't move. Look how steady that car is. Look at the confidence. It's so dark as well, the lights, he sees nothing. That driver sees absolutely nothing, but pulls out in the right time, spots his braking point, and he's through. That's brilliant. and Juice just can't respond. Now Paolo's getting to work, pulling a gappers. Now Rocketman's tucked into the back of this battle, and he's trying to find his way through onto Juice. Doesn't have the best of exits further back. Down in 5th, Rolly's got himself a penalty, but he's also got a lot of damage. So, Sauce for Paolo, Sauce for Juice, Sauce for Rocketman, Sauce for Maisto, Sauce for Rolly, mediums for Nothahonk. Nothahonks for top placed medium runner. Remember, you have to use 2 compounds. Softs for Brandon, mediums for Phil, softs and engine damage for Gossau. Actually, as Gossau, he goes very wide. Phil's going to be able to take this position back, and Kongan further back as well. Gets out of the way just nicely. So it's softs for Kongan, softs for Gossau, mediums for Huber, softs for Papa, and mediums for Knock and Bolts. There's now, look, 4 cars in the... Maisto's got himself into the slipstream train as well. What's happened with Juice Rom? Has Juice Rom picked up some damage? No, Juice Rom's gone down into third. I don't know what happened there. Let's give the drivers a nice reminder. Juice is looking racy, trying to retake that position onto Rocketman as they go up the hill through turn 5, up to Solomon Park. But the more these don't fight, now Paolo's been able to pull away. We got our first ever British winner yesterday, and I think that may have also been the first British podium. As Juice Rom round the outside is going to try and do what he did to Paolo, down into the S's, is going to get a brilliant move. I was not expecting that, I was caught napping. Whoa, Juice Rom. Simple as you like, that seems to be his favourite move. Let's have a replay of that. So, up the hill we go. Juice Rom, he's looking quite shaky. Juice Rom, through there. I mean, Rocketman, he loses the rear. Now, up through Solomon Park. Juicy's just got so much more confidence through Solomon Park. Now, McFillingham Park, just a slight lift off as Rocketman, he catches the curb and he's so shaky. A little bit of push in the rear. And just up through this mountain section, it's so obvious that Juice is the faster car. And now, as we come down into the S's and the Dipper, Juice, it's so tight there. He just has confidence in the car, has the grip, he has faith, and he just about pulls it off. That is brilliant by the Canadian. Maisto has the fastest lap so far, and what's going on? Juice has been passed again, and Juice is into the barrier! Juice is off, and he's into the barrier. He's reset to track, and now he's got damage at the rear, and Juice Rom is off. What happened there? The defending champion from last season is off. What is going on? I think him and Rocketman are getting a bit feisty, but down at the final turn, Juice Rom is off after such a brilliant move on Rocketman. Into the barrier he goes, and now he's finding himself 10 seconds off the lead with damage. Roddy's 10 seconds off the road, but now Drew's going to have to really put his foot down. What strategies are going to be? We're nowhere near the recommended pit window of the first 20 minutes. What happened there? Back up at the front. Paolo's now got a 2-second lead. Nothahonks the first to pit after 13 minutes onto mediums. That's an interesting strategy, especially on the mediums. They can last at least 30 minutes, maybe even longer. Those mediums are that good round here. Maistovo now. Now we're in a weird situation. Now Juice is lucky he didn't actually catch engine damage. That would have been his race completely over. But Paolo, he leads. Rocketman, he's going to be putting his foot down, trying to get into the slipstream and maybe catch Paolo. But there could be an investigation with that. But Maisto, he's also now in the slipstream. He's in this little battle, and hopefully there's already blue flags being waved. But Gossau, where's Gossau? Remember, Gossau would have had to pit. He's now a minute back. He's actually a fair way off. Because remember, you got that engine damage, Nothahonks out of the pits. Now, BBR Huber, he's 2 seconds off the back of Phil Fall, who's currently in 8th, looking to score his first ever points. And Logo Kongan in 7th. This is a much better day for BRT. You remember yesterday, Shregu and Prada. Oh, Kongan in that McLaren. A lot of power on that. Very easy to lose at the rear. He's managing his front damage quite nicely through the cutting, very cautious. But like we said, that car is so easy to lose it on the power. See, knock on bolts, he's really not having the best of races. That's a real shame for him, as he is a good driver, he's a nice guy. But qualifying problems like Shregu last time, unlucky. But up towards the hill then, the lead, Paolo PM leads after 7 laps. Here's a second lead to Rocketman and then Maisto. It is nothing. Got Juice Realm after spinning. He's lost more time as well. You see at the bottom left of your screen, that the flashing red means there's damage. The rear, he's got damage at his rear, and he's got damage at the right suspension, so his turning's not going to be the best. We're going to see him problems, and if you watch down the straight, he's going to be turning more. As he comes up the hill, you're going to be seeing, he's probably going to be fighting the wheel a lot more. And look, he's lifting off a lot more. Remember what happened last time through when we rode on board with him? There's a lot heavier lift through McFinnigan Park down towards Skyline. Just no hint of power, it's a full lift through there. And now towards the S's. He's having to just brake that tiny bit more because he's not got as much control because of that, and because the damage is on heavy, it doesn't automatically repair himself. So if he wants that fixed, he's got to pit. It is manageable, but it can cause some problems. And now look down the straight, he's going to be struggling to keep it straight. I know you can barely see in these dark conditions, but you can see the wheel's slightly tilted. Look, he's struggling to keep it in a straight line. And look, he's weaving around the place, and that's because the suspension is damaged and it's making him move a fair bit. But Rocketman round the outside! Cut me off there, and Rocketman's round! Rocketman's round of a chase, and he's off! Rocketman's off, and now Maisto goes in second, and Jusham is a further off into the background. Jusham's going to see it. Rocketman's lucky to get away without damage there, but what happened there? If the replay will work from now, it's an old replay. I apologise, but what happened there with Rocketman? I just tune in there. Rocketman, did he go around the outside, catch it and lose it, and now Jusham's into his side, so that's 2 people from the lead group dying. Who's next? As now Maisto, he's just about going to be in slipstream range, who's now approaching the pit window for everyone on the soft tyres. Juice Realm, Karma is the call. Noffelhonk. Noffelhonk, he's round. Speak of the devil, round at the chase. Too much power in that Ferrari, and that he's lucky to get away with engine damage. As I was just going to say, Noffelhonk, he's the first driver to actually complete the strategy. He's the first of the drivers. Remember, he started on mediums, I believe, anyway. I believe Noffelhonk, Paolo PM, what's happened with him? He's not caught damage. Maisto, does he actually have any damage? Maisto also doesn't have any damage. He also has a bit more fuel and less tyre wear. It might explain why he's gaining a bit on Paolo. He's seemingly putting Paolo under a bit of pressure. Over German, this would be turned on to its head. This is a brilliant race so far. And now, the battle for third. Juice Realm is catching up to his North American counterpart, but tucked into the slipstream van is Maisto as they run down Comrade straight down towards the chase. Does he have enough power? He seems to be gaining. Paolo, Paolo doesn't cover it off. A bit of a lift off there from Maisto. It's almost like he doesn't want to go through it. Doesn't want to take that risk. That's a smart move. He doesn't really want to. He's seeing what everyone else has done. He knows there's still 40 minutes left of this race. He's just going to take his time and let everyone else murder themselves, which it seems to have been. Yes, a nice kiss on the wall by Noffelhonk. But so far then, Paolo PM 2C3 leading the race, followed by an independent. And then Juice Realm. Into the pits then goes Rocketman. He's going to go and fix his damage and maybe get a bit of an undercut onto Juice Realm. And just to extend that lead a bit more. So Juice Realm back into third. It's not the ideal start of the season. It's not the ideal first 20 minutes for the defending champion. There probably will be some protesters. Into the pits then. Let's see how quick the try-dry guys are. Wheels on, fuel into the car. No damage actually needed to be repaired. Broly's into the pits. Lego Colgan, I think he might be able to pass them. Into fourth then goes Brian J. It's another set of softs for Rocky Man, so he does not complete the mandatory 2 sets of tyres needed, and he tucks into the slipstream of his American counterpart. That's quite helpful. That's quite nice. Rolly, the B&R boys. Let's see how good their pit stops are. Let's see in the off-season how they've been working. He started on the softs. Let's see what tyres they've got. Let's see if they also repair the damage that he's got. Front and rear bumper damage. It's not the most helpful. Yes, you can hear there going on. You also see the Helix Racing, their partners. And up goes the barrier onto mediums. That is Rolly's strategy complete. As he will come out in 7th, clean ahead of... yeah, it's clean ahead of Rolly. Phil, where is Phil? Phil, has he had some problems? Phil's got engine damage. That will explain why he's gone down into top 4. I was wondering why he'd fallen down. He's going to have to pit. So that will explain why he's lost out so much time. BBR Huber, he's into pits as the first round of strategy has come on. Fresh tyres then go on for BBR Huber. He's currently got the mediums. Let's see what he can do. Our Papa, he's also into pits. He's on softs. What tyres are going to be? 2 stops for try drive. They're also repairing for damage. The mechanics are busy down at the garages there. Off he comes. What tyres? It's soft. So Huber, Ollie, he's done his strategy as well. So he will be the 3rd of the drivers to complete that. Phil, he's also into pits. Down in 11th. Papa, the independent driver. Fresh rubber goes on. Fuel into the car. Phil is also into the pits. Knock and bolts isn't able to gain any places so far. Biotti does have a curse of engine damage, but Congan so far he's having a decent race. Papa, he repairs his damage. Away he goes, and what ties it? Papa's onto the mediums. Phil the file. How's the BRT mechanics doing? Let's see if they've been training well. They've got a long stop here with the engines. They're going to be useful after yesterday's race. Phil up goes, and he is done. So Phil's also done. He'll be the 5th driver, and he's away in 12th on his road to recovery. But back at the front then, Paolo PM in this lap is the call from V2C3 drivers. He's also got to catch up to Huber. There's a bit of traffic going on as Huber takes the escape road to let everyone else through. He's going to slow down. That's quite nice of the Brit after he's just pitted. Maisto, is he going to follow Paolo into the pits? Is he going to let him be undercut? Back in the pits though. B&R, they're back busy. They're repairing more damage. Away he goes. What's the strategy? It's mediums for Brand J. B&R back in there. B&R back in the pits with Lego Kongan. He's also red lighting it. What tyres is he going to put on? Remember, you've got to use 2 different compounds. Doesn't matter what, soft, mediums or hards. So a variety of strategies yesterday. Up goes the Lollipop Man. He's away on softs. Down towards the pit lane then. Will Paolo's into the pits this lap. Will Maisto follow him? He dummies it. Does he dummy? Yes, in last second he goes. Maisto, that is a smart move. That is a smart move then by Paolo, as Maisto is your new race leader, as out comes V2C3 mechanics. Maisto is being told to go by his team. He's an independent, but he still has a team backing into the pits though. Let's see, Maisto, he leads out, and he's in this lap. See that red light of fuel? People are taking their fuel around about 25 minutes. You're going to have to be careful he doesn't actually run out. And he got completely dummied by Paolo. Paolo made it look like he was going to continue, and into the pits he goes. That was a genius move, I must say, by Paolo. Rocketman, he's not pitted yet. He's on softs. No, Rocketman has pitted, but he's gone on softs, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Paolo, though, where does he come out? He comes out on softs. So Paolo, he's not one to continue the strategy yet. First round of pit stops not fully complete. Maisto's yet to pit. Juice has pitted as well. Juice has gone on to soft, so Juice recently pitted. Rolly, he's pitted. He's got the strategy complete. So I think all that's left to pit now, Knock and Bolts, he's pitted ages ago. But all that's left to pit now is your race leader Maisto, and he's under serious pressure of being undercutted severely here by Paolo. He's going to have an extremely quick in-lap here. In-lap's always important, as Paolo's gone to the softs, and he's actually not gaining as much time as you would expect. So Maisto, If he can have a quick pit stop as there's contact, and Paolo's actually caught damage on the outlap, I've just realised. So where's Paolo caught damage? Was that... Oh, shit. That's a lap 6 replay, but where's Paolo caught damage? Is it when he just caught the wall up there at McFinnigan Park and Skyline? Out of the cutting, he's lost a good second on his outlap. Oh, and yeah, into the pits then comes Maisto. What tyres is he going to be taking? Maisto into the pits. He's got to take advantage of Paolo's damage. Paolo's coming down the Conrod Straight. He's halfway, and who's that behind him? He's giving a nice toe to Rocketman, who's actually caught up a fair bit. So Rocketman's had a flying section. He's had a blistering time on the undercut. Juice hasn't actually been able to catch him either. But that UMF car, beautiful. That is a beautiful livery. One of the best on the grid. One of the best I've seen so far. And the fuel going into that Corvette van. Where's Paolo coming out? Paolo, he's coming round onto the pit straight down towards Hell Corner. Where is Maisto go? Rolly pops up. Maisto, they're going to be racing on exit. Where's Paolo? They're going to be really racing. It's sauce for Maisto, but Paolo just about gets 10. It's a drag race all the way up to the Conrod Straight. Who's going to... It's a drag race all the way up Mountain Straight. Paolo's going to have the inside line, but fresher rubber, but colder tyres for Maisto. Maisto now. The power of a top speed, he's going to get it. He's going to pull around the outside. Paolo's going to try and do it around the inside, but round the outside goes Maisto. He holds on. It was a drag race and the Corvette holds on. The better top speed, and Maisto, he holds on with the overcut. That's a brilliantly quick pit stop by the UMF boys there. Pat yourselves on the back. You have outdone the undercut. Well done, you lot. And Maisto is your new net race leader, followed by Paolo PM and Rocketman. Juice Realm further back in fourth. Let's have a look at that van. Comes out the pits. He's going to be checking his mirrors. Look, checking his mirrors. And then you just see those lights in the background. That's not him. But on the left-hand side, you can barely see. It's Paolo right there. And just look, on board in the driver's eye, he doesn't know where he is. All he's got, he doesn't even have the radar tool around the outside. He just knows he leaves him just as much space. And he breaks for a little bit later and holds on. And that's a brilliant move by Maisto just to hold on there. And the UMF boys, pat yourselves on the back. That was brilliant. As we approach the halfway stage of this race, van, everything so far right now is absolutely heating up. Maisto, half-second lead to Paolo PM, followed by Rocketman. 3 different teams with an independent, with a BNR, and with a 2C3. Juice Realm, the defending champion, his race is setting purple sectors. He's not currently got the fastest lap, though, at least one. Remember, he's got 2 points for pole position. If he finishes 4th, that will be 8th, so that will take him to 10 points of the... He's going for fastest lap, so if he gets fastest lap pole position and up at the front, they'll hold on to that, because there's a little bit of a battle going on, it seems. As Paolo's now going to try and do the same to what Maisto did to him last time round. Driver's eye for the Irishman. That Porsche is really going to need the slipstream of that Corvette, just has the better top speed. And he's not going to be close enough. He just, with that damage as well, I don't think he has the necessary aero to catch up to him. Maybe that aggressive outlaps might have just cost him. And Maisto, well, Maisto's now in the prime seat, but Rocketman, what's gone on with him? He's got a bit of damage. He's had a mistake somewhere down the line as he's dropped off massively. He was only 2 seconds off the back of Paolo, but now he's 8 seconds. And Juice Realm, yeah, he's lost about 6 seconds because Juice Realm was 24 seconds just a minute ago. So Rocketman's had a big mistake somewhere. But Juice Realm, well, he went for fastest lap last time round. You could see he's really pushing, and he's got the 2 points for qualifying, so he's your current championship leader. But if he finishes, the current standings, Juice will get 10 points, which will tie him with Rocketman, as Rocketman is in, well, the way it's going, Maisto will be on 16 points with the bonus point you get for fastest lap, as Phil DeFile's coming up to the lap, as Juice Realm's coming up to the lap for Phil DeFile. Congan's into the pits then. Off of his mediums. Has he got damage? Yeah, a bit, but I don't know why he's gone onto medium so early. So what is Congan planning? He's got 25 seconds to BBR Huber. I really wouldn't want to risk this as Huber's coming around the final turn. What is the Norwegian planning? Is he going to hope those BRT boys get a quick pit stop? repairing the damage, and now he's going to be, yeah, fresh softs, and BBRQ is going to get cleanly past him, and Kongo's just going to tuck into the slipstream. He's lost out on a points paying position there. What is going on with him? I don't really know what that pit stop is. Maybe it was just to repair the damage, but why take the fuel and the tyres he did? I don't know. I'm not in charge. Maisto, he leads, got a 2-second lead. Has there been more damage for Paolo? Remember, Maisto's also got a fresh tyres, but Maisto's now pulling away. So the current championship standings, Juice is currently leading with 2 points as he took pole position. But if it finishes like this, Maisto will be on 16 points as he also has fastest lap. So it's 15 for the win, 1 for fastest lap. Paolo will be in second with 12, and then Juice will be Juice and Rockman will be joined on 10 points because Juice is fourth, which will give him 8 points plus the 2 bonus points he gets for being on pole. And Rocketman gets 10 for finishing third. But if Juice is going for fastest lap, that will give him 11. I think Juice knows that extra bonus point can really, these bonus points you get can really make a change in the standings. Every little bit. But Kongan's losing a lot of time to BBR Huber now, who's 30 seconds off the road for Norfolk, and what seemingly at the start was a good day in the office for BRT, starting well, and they'd started well. They seem to be in a decent spot for points, but maybe they're going to have to wait till Fuji next round to get points. But there is Heavy Head tomorrow as an independent. Maybe he can get something, but Can-Am, they're also a team that's really not had a good day. Knockenboss, he's coming up to be lapped by Brand J. He's, after a poor qualifying, he's finding himself down in 13th, and what I was expecting Juice to be, as Knockenboss actually binned into the barrier. Actually, is it Knockenboss or is it Knoffelhonk? Yes, it is Knockenboss, the Can-Am driver. So Knockenboss, he's binned into the barrier more, and he's 3 minutes off the lead, and he's 8 seconds behind our Papa. And Juice has got himself down in 4th. He's gone purple again. He's really flying. He just needs a nice clean middle sector, as Maisto's also improved the fastest lap of the race anyway. But Can-Am, they were favourites at the start. In my mind, Can-Am were favourites for the driver's standings. Oh, sorry, not, well, for drivers with Juice, but for the constructor's standings as well. But he just couldn't quite get it done. I mean, I'm waffling, but yeah. He goes green, he needs to find an extra 10th and a bit to get the fastest lap, but so far Juice is picking up all of the points for his team. But which team will be on top at the end of this in the driver's standings? Gossau, he's out of the points. So, be it so, 2C3 will be on 12. Let's do some quick math here. Rocketman, try drive. He will be picking up 10, they'll be on 11, so 2C3 still ahead. I think Paolo will be carrying his team to top of the point standing. It'll be 2 points, sorry, 4 and 6, 10 points for BNR. So yeah, Paolo, if it stays like this, will single-handedly put 2C3 at the top of the standings. Not really an unfamiliar sight there. Rocketman, he catches the barrier, but no damage to the bit that he really hit. But up at the front, Maisto now, 5-second lead. What's going on with Paolo? I'm unsure. Paolo seems to be falling off massively here. Yeah, 6 seconds of a gap. So what's really happened? Is Maisto now putting his foot down or something? Or has Paolo just fallen off since the pit stops? What's going on? Rocketman is into the pits then. He still needs to take some mediums. He's not completed the strategy. But whilst everyone actually has pitted, drivers that have completed the strategy, Knoffelhonk, Rolly, Huber, Papa, Phil, Jay and Kongan, they are all drivers that have taken 2 different sets of tyres. Rocketman, is he going to be the next charge drive? Put up to test again. Fresh tyres gone, fuel into that car. It's a beautiful livery by the Tri-Drive team. Should give themselves a pat on the back for that. Fixing that last little bit of damage, and the lollipop goes up and away they go onto mediums. He'll be next, and he's caught behind Phil the File, who is a lap down, but Rocky Man add him to the list of drivers that have done the 2 different compounds of tyres. As he goes on to the mediums, and he'll probably going onwards to the end on that set of tyres. BBR Huber, he's back in the points after a struggling. I mean, Lego Kongan, he's now got himself a penalty as well, but I don't know what Kongan was necessarily thinking by pitting for the new tyres. As those mediums can go on a long way. Maybe he just didn't have the grip, maybe he didn't like them, who knows, but he's gone green, so he's clearly on his fastest lap so far. He's seemingly flying right now in his mind. His last lap was his best lap, so he's really putting the metal down through the chase. Cutting a bit of the corner there, he's losing a bit of time to Huber through that section. Bit shaky down towards Murray's. And just skidding around. He gets a bit of time off, he gets the rest of his penalty gone completely, but he was drifting through the final turn and across the line. It's not going to go green because he did have to serve that penalty. Paolo PM, he's now 8 seconds back. Maisto is really putting his foot down. Maisto has suddenly found some big speed. Knock on Bolt says he's struggling. Someone else seems to be struggling is Paolo, and Juice Rom, if he gets the culvert, Paolo's slower. And Paolo's struggling, he can really get it down, and that's unfortunate that Juice could have, the knock on boxer just came out a bit behind. He could have gone on to do something and hold up the guy behind. Remember, you'd have to take 2 sets of tyres, 2 different sets of tyres. We are approaching the second stage. As Knock'n'Bolts' left indicator's flashing, I don't know what that's quite about. Maybe he's just letting everyone know that's where they're going to be when they're lapping him, as he's 4 minutes back. That's 2 laps down. Who's that into the pits though? Phil, he's into the pits. He's already completed his strategy. He's already taken a set of mediums, but in he comes anyway. Those BRT boys ready to service that Hyundai. It's a beautiful livery. I wonder who made that. He's got a lot of damage at the rear, but a lot of scratches. Has he been bump drafting as well? A lot of paint job. It's not as bad as engine's gone, but just repairing that last little bit of damage, and I do believe that may just be a standard pit stop, taking him to the end. I mean, if you can get a bit of an undercut, that's good. Gossau, he's in 10th, he's got some damages. He's coming up through turn 3 and 4, gets a bit more of his penalty rid of. That's not necessarily a bad spot. Papa, he's into the pits. Those independent Coca-Cola mechanics are out and ready to rumble again. He's got a nice comfort gap between himself and Knock and Bolt, so I don't really think he can complain about that. I mean, I do believe this is another standard stop as we are approaching that pit window. But Maisto, that gap's now approaching to 10 minutes. Is this the new OTBC? Looking slow. I mean, it's very much reminds me of Season 1, Round 1 at Brands Hatch for Div 2. With OTBC being about 4th, not having the best of qualifying, and literally just seems like it's the slipstream that's keeping him in. But in the second half of the race, he's just gone flying as Paolo PM, he's into the pits. Again, another scheduled pit stop. I think everyone's going a bit early, trying to just get a bit of an undercut, which is needed. I think Paolo may be struggling, but he's still got to put on those mediums. If he can get the fuel to last 21 and a bit minutes, that'll be good. But what tyres has he got on? Last little bit of damage being repaired to the front of that car, and away he goes. He's on to mediums, and Paolo is done. Add him to the list of cars that will not be disqualified. Rolly, he's into the pits then. Those B&R mechanics are already in the garage. They will run out. Lollipop Man's waiting. In he comes then. So nice long entry into the pit lane because of Gran Turismo. So we're sat here for a while watching the pit crews sort themselves out. The race seems to have settled down a bit there, but that's another one of the best liveries on the grid, I must say. Whoever's done that B&R car has done a cracking job, I must say. Rolly, fuel going into that car then? I'm just going to take his time and shout out quickly to the Helix driver, I believe, PX4 Gaming, for pulling off a one-stop yesterday. He went hards to medium. He went mediums to hards, and that must have been a. No, went hards to mediums. That's a brilliant drive. Not for Honk. He's into the pits. But PX4 Gaming pulling off a one-stop. That's quite impressive, I must say. I think Not for Honk has taken 2 sets. I think he started on the mediums. But one-stopping and using the hards, and he scored points as well. It was a brilliant drive for him, I must say. And that is a brilliant livery on the independent driver of the Ferrari. The Ferrari is an unconventional car. Our Papa used it last season, and it wasn't very quick. It seemed to struggle, but Not for Honk seemingly making it work, as Kong has now got himself into point-paying positions. Try drive. Put to the test again. They're off to work. Bit of paint jobs, bit of scratches on the front and back of the car to be expected. Everyone seems to have that, but again, that is another beautiful livery. Everyone seems to have a beautiful livery on this grid, I must say. Well done to everyone. But with 20 minutes to go, there's a bit of traffic, and Juicerom's actually in second. He's yet to do his second stop, and he's also yet to take the medium compound. And there's a nice little bit of traffic here. As Knock and Bolts just sit in behind his teammate, BBR Huber, and then blue flags waving. BBR Huber gets out of the way for Juicerom to go through, and maybe Knock and Bolts is hoping it wasn't that Huber wasn't there, and then maybe his teammate could help him along. But our Papa needs to be careful of him. The Canadian, our Papa gets out of the way, wall riding just to let his Canadian comrade through, and he's also going to have to let BBR Huber through. And then Knock and Bolt. Actually, this is about for a race position, as Knock and Bolt sees top right to the back, and our Papa's going incredibly slow. Is our Papa actually going to let him go? Does he think it's a blue flag? I don't think so. Does he know Knock and Bolt is behind him as they follow along? Down towards the S's. Knock and Bolt's a bit of contact at the rear, pushes our Papa, he lets him go, though doesn't want to really risk it. Can't really do what Juicerom did earlier on. But Juice back into the Juice hasn't pit yet. Juice still has another stop. Knock and Bolts, he's extremely struggling around here. It does seem. But down towards Comrade straight then pulls out to the left hand side. Knock and Bolts. Our Papa has the inside line as they come down, but Knock and Bolts is prematurely ahead, but into the little kink here. Right hand turn inside line for our Papa, is going to pull ahead, but Knock and Bolts just has the speed, and our Papa's just forced to tuck in. There's a bit of contact at the rear, and Knock and Bolts, he swerves into our Papa and he lets him go through. That's some good sportsmanship, but there by the American through no fault of his own. And now Juicerom is into the pits for Can-Am Boys, looking all fine and mighty. They're running out with their tyres. They know their heroes coming out. He won them a championship last season. Is he going to win them another one this season? 26 people watching the stream. Hello all of you. Hope you're all having a good evening. Thank you all for joining me today on what has been nonetheless a thrilling race. So another beautiful livery by the Can-Am Boys there. That is beautiful. Fuel into that car of the Nissan GTR. We're just waiting for number 888. Lollipop goes up. It's mediums for Juicerom. He's now completed his strategies. He's into fourth. And just up the road is Rocket Man. If Juice can now, he's got a lot fresher rubber than Rocket Man, who pitted a few laps earlier. Juice can now put his foot down, and we could have a little battle for the end here, because it seems if qualifying is anything to go by, Juice is the quicker of the two drivers. So let's see. How many drivers are yet to do the mediums? We need 4 more people that haven't actually done the 2 sets of tyres confirmed. That's 2 sets confirmed. This is one of the best GTR races so far. I can agree. Juicerom clips the barrier. That's not going to do him any good. He's already gained half second in the first sector. Juicerom knows there's still a podium on the cars, and if he can do that, that'll be a brilliant effort of 12 points coming his way. If he can, he's got fresh rubber. If he wants fastest lap, he's going to have to take it now, but he is on the mediums. So if he wants it, he's going to have to really want it and just fly around. Juice Realm's skidding a bit. He's got that gap down. He's already taken a second out of him this lap. As Lego Kongan, he's into the pits again for what, the 4th time this race? What is going on? Those BRT engineers, they did well earlier and they did well yesterday to try and fix the engine problems, and they almost brought Prada and Schrager into the points, but then they kept breaking their engines, and now Kongan is going to pot. There's a chance of points, but now there's no. Or they just keep repairing the damages. That McLaren, it's not necessarily the best of options. And are they seemingly struggling because... Is Kongan struggling with grip on that car because the damage is extremely shaky on exit? Juice, Paolo's into the pit, Rocketman's into the pits actually, so Juice is through. What is Rocketman doing? So he's now actually thrown away a potential podium as these mediums can last him to the end, but I don't think he may have actually had the fuel to go now. Juice Realm though, he's now got himself into 3rd, and up the road, Paolo PM on mediums. Juice has the slightly fresher mediums, I think they're only a lap younger. I think they are only a lap younger on that Canadian's car, but 14 seconds up the road. The guy that failed in qualifying, that hit the nice little qualifying battle with. Our Papa gets out of the way and knock on box. He's now got himself back into 12th. So why is Rocketman pitted? I don't quite know, but either way, Juice Rum, he continues on, and he's got 40 minutes. Every minute he's got to gain at least a second, and clipping Volvera turn 5 is not how you do that. So then, whilst a nice little race report for you all. Juice Realm started on pole, followed by Paolo PM, and it was a brilliant start by Paolo PM. It was a brilliant, yeah, I must say, it was a brilliant flying start by Paolo PM and Rocketman. Rocketman and Maisto, they also had a flying start. Juice didn't have the best, but he was able to hold on to 2nd at least. But Rocketman, he started down, what, 5th, 6th? He started 5th, I think, and got his way up in 3rd for most of the race. And then Juice Realm and Juice and Paolo started going heel and toe, whatever the phrase is. They started going back and forth with it, I must say. And then that caused Rocketman to catch up, and then Paolo held on to his lead. But when Rocketman caught up because of the battling, and Maisto also caught up. And then Juice Realm and Rocketman, I think Juice and Rocketman had a bit of a coming together, and then Juice Realm went off at the final turn. Then the lap later, Rocketman went off. And now we're where we are, because Maisto in the pits did a massive jump, and now just been flying 45 seconds as the lead now, and Maisto is really flying. This second half of the race has been absolutely flying for the German. 45 seconds he's got, but he actually has to pit this lap. I forgot, Maisto has to take mediums. Maisto is one of the drivers that hasn't done the full, hasn't done both sets of tyres, so someone in that UMF garage needs to quickly tell him, take the mediums. If he takes the softs, he's going to be pitting again. He's going to be really regretting it at the end of the race, because if you don't, it's a disqualification. Other drivers that haven't actually taken both sets of tyres yet, I believe. Gossau, he has, so we can add him to the list. But into the pits then, UMF Maisto, BBR Huber, he's got a 9-second gap to Lego Kong, and if he makes a mistake, his race is over. Maisto, UMF boys, make sure he's got the mediums on. Let's see what tyres he gets on. Fuel going into that car then of the UMF Maisto. Barriers up. What tyres? It's mediums for him as well, so he is safe to the end. And he's got a nice little gap between everyone else. The gap between him and Paolo, we'll find out on exit, as he's actually seemingly gained, as well as Paolo had another mistake somewhere. And Juice has cut that gap down to 12 seconds. 21 seconds the gap for Maisto, and Maisto, if he's clear to the end, It'll be a brilliant performance by him. People that have taken that have done both sets: Nufflehonk, Rolly, Huber, Papa. Don't you all laugh at me, I dropped my controller. Has Knock and Bolts taken both sets of tyres? I don't think Knock and Bolts has. We might have to double check that. Papa has. Phil and Congan have. Jay has. Unless I'm counting wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fuck's sake. I've got a nice little list next to me and I'm trying to count, but I can't count apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fuck's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more person needs to pit and I don't know who. Brian Javo, he's crossing the line to start his 24th lap. Hello, Vaslincock. And I'm an idiot apparently, it seems. But someone hasn't pitted for tyres yet. Or hasn't gone for mediums. And I'm an idiot and don't know who. Who is the last person to pit and take the it's Knock and Bolts. It's Knock and Bolts. There is a night wet race at Spa, so there's something for you. If you want a Schumacher, Spa in the wet. It's the only wet race we have this season. But nonetheless, a wet night race, that is going to be absolutely amazing. And then we've got a morning race, which is basically a night race at Interlagos. There's a season finale, so it's going to be a good calendar, I must say. Maistovo, 21 seconds lead, down in second. That gap closes again with just under 9 minutes to go. I don't think Juice can catch him. I think Paolo will be safe because, in the words of the great Murray Walker, catching is one thing, passing is another. Red Bull Ring could have been wet, but so could have your mum could have been as well, but I can't speak apparently. I'm sorry, Brian, that was uncalled for. Spinala, a lot of fidget spinners. That's a penalty for Maistovo, half second. He's also got some damage as I'm not paying attention. So if we replay that, let's see what happened here. It won't show me. God. So if I do this one, can I see further back? Yeah, but it won't. Anyway, up at the front. Gets rid of a lot of the rest of his penalty. He can do that. He can do that. It's all good for him. Knock and Bolts yet to take the mediums, I believe. JD does like to spin on. JD in Div 1. He's gone with that Mazda as well, so there's going to be even more problems. UMF Maistovo. 7.5 minutes to go. Up Mountain Straight then. Bathurst, very famous circuit, known for the Bathurst 12 hour. The Bathurst 1000 with the V8 Supercars, which is an amazing race, I must say, but so is the Bathurst 12 hour. It's a 12 hour, the Bathurst 12 hour, it's a 12 hour race, which you don't know until the final minute. You don't know until it crosses the line, because it is that good of a race. And most famous for the Bathurst 120, held by us, which was an utter shit show. But anyway, UMF Maisto, he leads by Paolo. He leads from Paolo PM, who's now got that gap just under 20 seconds by Juice, followed by Juice Roman third, who's got a brilliant recovery drive. After GTR Rocketman pitted for some unknown reasons, he's gone purple. If he can get fastest lap here, that will be good for him. But first sector is really just about that big straight, so it's unlikely, especially in the Jaguar. There's a lot of power behind that car. 4th on your debut is not bad, and down in 9th, Lego Kongan, he's actually catching BBR Huber, who hasn't made a mistake, I don't think. Now, Lego Kongan, he's on the softs. He's flying. He knows if he can stay damage-free, and if he gets damaged, don't pit. So I saw Dynarot, his race engineer, say, Juicerom actually lets Kongan through. I don't know what's going on there, but Dynarot say it's damage that's causing him to pit. Well, if it's little bits of damage, you don't necessarily need to pit. Which has probably cost Lego Kongan pitting 2 more times than he needed to. Probably cost him points. Pitting 2 extra times than you probably need to. That's what, 50 seconds? And he could easily be in 7th. But he is catching BBR Huber, so it's not race over yet for Lego Kongan. If Huber knows he's catching, that's pressure. He's game on and pressure on. As BBR Huber comes towards the final turn, clattering the curbs. Not the best of exits, I must say. Quite shaky. 5 minutes to go then. The final 5 minutes of the first round of the season for the Division 2 lot. And whilst we are all here, whilst you join me tomorrow, 7 PM, same time as today, 7 PM British summertime, for the first round of the GTEL Division 1 season, the staple. The staple. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Let's list off the names. You're all familiar with them. You know them. You love them. The names that will be racing with us all tomorrow then. JM Devil, Vaslincock, Online Cruiser, Mr. Osaka, Dynarod, Casey, Brian, Vassman, OTBC, Terrible Tim, Ruben, Santos, Heavyhead and JD. They are all the names joining us tomorrow in the Division 1 Championship. Tomorrow live at 7 PM here on the GTL Championship. Do not miss it. Bathurst that night. Just to end off the weekend in style. BBR Huber down. That gap's under 4 seconds. And he's really got to be worried. He's being cautious on those mediums. And Lego Kongan finishing on the softs. He started on the mediums, and him finishing on the softs may have actually done him a favour as he's catching. Look, he's flying. That car is so twitchy, that McLaren. But no matter what, he's still gaining with 3 minutes to go. He's going to have 2 more laps out of this if he can keep it clean, and he may just, especially down the straight, so if he can keep it clean, there is there's points on the line here. He didn't score any points in Div 1 last season, the same with his teammate Ford5, who's down in 11th. And he catches the wall there, but catches no damage. That's very lucky for him, but down the straight, he gains a lot more time. As BBR Huber, did he have a similar mistake? Maybe. But anyway, UMF Maisto, he leads. And GTR Rocket Man, what's gone on? Juice has pitted again. Did Juice pit again? I just realised. Did Juice pit again? Because can we quickly find out what happened here? No, there is no actual replay that goes back far enough. What happened there? Juice did pit again, but Rocket Man's into the pits as well. So, Rocket Man, he's throwing! Rocket Man, why is he pitting? Why is Rocket Man pitting? Juice is 4th. Juice wants fastest lap. I think Juice crashed. Oh. And just a bit of fuel. It was a splash and dash to make sure he could make it to the end on this final. He's going to have 2 more laps left. And Juice, how close is Juice? Can he put his foot down? Juice is going to try and go for fastest lap, I think. He needs it. He's down in 4th. What I thought would have been a podium, and then Rocket Man just takes a bit of fuel just to be safe till the end. The battle for the final points. The gap's now 2.4 seconds. They're going to have 2 laps to go. BBR Huber, and someone needs to tell him to get his foot down. Someone needs to tell that man of the tri-drive cars. Thank you, Mike Stephen, for letting me know that Juicerom got damage, everyone. But into the background, then here comes Lego Kongan. He is chasing, he smells the points. His race engineer is going to be encouraging him. He sees the tri-drive car up ahead. Lego Kongan, is he going to be able to do it? He's got a lap and a bit to do it. Very laggy through Forest Elbow, but he does have that straight line speed of a McLaren, just tucks right in there. His race engineer is doing him wonders here. He's had an absolute flying finish to this race, I must say. Lego Kongan, even if he doesn't get these points, with 1 lap to go, He's had an absolute flying last 5 minutes. Again, he's been on fire with these green sectors. He's non-stop on it right now as he comes through the chase. That gap's now under a second as they're going to come round the final turn, start their final lap of the race. I think everyone will be starting, will have one more lap. As Congan's now in the slipstream, and watch out down towards Comrade, down Mountain Straight then. It's a bit of a mistake by BBRQ, but Congan's right to the background of him. There's a bit of contact, but Congan's going to go right down to the right-hand side, onto the left-hand side. It's going to be inside line into Hell Corner. It's going to be Hell Corner. It's the fastest lap for him. It's a 2:55. That's a brilliant lap by Congan for his standards, faster than his qualifying lap. And BBRQ just got to stick into the slipstream. That Porsche, no, it's not got the best straight line speed as seen by Paolo PM. And that McLaren does have the slipstream, or has the better straight line speed. It's actually pulling away even whilst Huber's into the slipstream. And Lego Congan, he's got a lap to hold on, and he's going to get himself his first GTEL points. That's a brilliant overtake by BBRQ. He sends it, and was there contact? Was there contact? Was there contact? Let's get a quick replay of that. On board then. Yes, he did. He hit him. He hit him. BBR Huber. Could that be a penalty? Let's watch it again. Took right into the slipstream. He comes out. Where does he dive? That's a very late move. And there's contact. I think there was a bit of contact. He did brake a bit later there. Oh, God. That is going to be interesting. But Congan, he's still there. BBRQ didn't pick up damage. Did Congan did pick up damage there. Oh, that's going to be interesting until the end of the race then. But Congan, he clips the wall. He's still within where he was last time. Congan, he can still make it. Gossow, he's into the pits. He's just got to make sure he could have actually finished it. Maisto, though, round the final turn. Branche's finished, but Maisto wins round one of the GTEL Division 2 Championship in emphatic style, I must say. Paolo PM. It's another brilliant drop. It's a brilliant drive by him, but Lego Congan, he's tucked right into the slipstream. He's out for blood after that move. Is Congan going to send it tucked right to the slipstream of the chase? Down towards the chase then. What's he going to do? Is he going to go for the move? Lego Congan. There's a contact and Congan hits him off. Does Congan let him back through? No, Congan goes for it. That's no dear. The race is not over until it is over. Paolo PM, he's crossed the line. He will take second. Rocket Man, despite his last lap pit stop, which actually probably did save him on fuel there. GTR Rocket Man will come around the final turn. He'll take the final spot on the podium. That's a brilliant drive by him from 5th on the grid. Rocket Man, he will take 3rd, and Juice from the defending champion will be 4th, followed by Paolo PM. But what happened there at the last lap? Defending champion finishes 4th, but Maisto out of fuel Rolly, but he's safe to the line. And Knock and Bolts, I think Knock and Bolts may be under investigation for not taking both sets of tyres. That will be investigated at the end of the race. Maisto, though, undoubtedly the winner. But what happened here? Are we going to be able to see? Well, let's go and watch this back again then. Just get a replay of these two. Lego Congan, no, I don't think the replay is going to show it. But Lego Congan didn't let him through. That's going to be under investigation, I must say. But I think Knock and Bolt's under investigation for not taking 2 sets of tyres, or 2 different compounds, and Lego Congan and BBR Huber's incident at the end of the race. Well, I think both of them could risk penalties. I mean, if it isn't protested by either driver, they'll be safe. But as it stands, Congan gets his first ever points, but that may not stand. But UMF Masto wins round 1 of the GTEL Division 2 Championship here at Bathurst, followed by Paolo PM and Rocketman round off the podium. Juice Charm from pole finishes in 4th place, and then Rolly and Branje. A good result for the BNR boys on their debut. 5th and 6th. Novel Honk and Lego Congan round out the final points paying positions. And well, that could be interesting at the end. Well done to everyone. Congratulations to UMF Mesto, started 3rd on the grid, and what a flying start that was for him. Confirmation though of the not final results, they'll be on our social media, but UMF Mesto, Paolo PM, Rocketman take the podium spots. Juice Run from pole goes down to 4th, followed by Rolly and Brand J in the BNR car. North Honk and Lego Kong round out the points with BBR, Huber, Gossau, Phil Defoe, Knockerbolts and R Papa finishing off the grid. That's a brilliant result by everyone, I must say. Congratulations to UMF Mesto. Thank you for joining us today. Congratulations to everyone. Well done to everyone today. It's been a brilliant debut for many of the drivers. Join me tomorrow, 7 PM, same time, for the Division 1 race.